Yeah, let's jump straight into this. Methadone mile inside Boston's drug epidemic. Tommy G. Let's jump straight into it.
We've seen this situation spiral out of control during the past 5 years. It's a complex problem, and the city's plan isn't working. It's impacting businesses, residents.
I may skip through a little bit of it just because of time, but yeah.
And the hundreds here on the streets.
Seeing this just makes me like so sad. And when you're using, you don't realize it. It really like opens your eyes to just how bad it really is.
That's mini zombie land. Nothing but zombies walking around. That's really their world over there. You ever hit Mass Ave? That's Geeker land.
That's Geeker. Wait, what? That's what land?
Yes.
That's mini zombie land. Nothing but zombies walking around. That's really their world over there. You ever hit Mass Ave? That's Geeker land.
That's Geeker land. Geeker land.
Felt alive my first total crack. Imagine that. When karma attacks, you allow your pregnant girlfriend to go and lay on her back, detoxing them cold shakes. Man, it made my soul break. Rotten teeth, I can see my skull in my own face.
Right here was showing through my skin.
I got started when I was 10. By 12, I was smoking crack and doing dope.
I've been selling drugs since I was like 12.
These people are people. Some of these are like the nicest, greatest people. They just had like really bad trauma or really bad losses in life or just bad luck.
It's a demon. He's one hard motherfucker cast away.
Adderall is like, I don't know what it is like fully, but it's like Adderall is like one thing away or some shit from being meth. So it's like damn near legal meth.
Perhaps no
But
place
it's
in
passed
America
around
better
so
exemplifies the
fucking
opioid
much.
epidemic than Boston's Methadone mile. Each morning, hundreds of addicts line up at methadone clinics to get their dose, hoping today won't be the day that they relapse. In the 90s, Big Pharma flooded the market with pain pills, getting millions hooked and walking away with billions in profit, all while facing little to no consequences. But the aftermath of what they did is still
sounds about
visible in
right.
the streets of Boston today. In this open-air drug market, crack, fentanyl, meth, and xylazine habits are as cheap as a few dollars a day.
This
And
shit
here
is
in these
fucking
streets,
crazy.
People are trapped in a grim and brutal cycle of addiction. In this story, we'll peel back the layers, speaking to people from Harvard doctors to people selling crack, and from the addicts fighting for survival to those who have escaped their addiction and now work to help others. Furthermore, we aim to uncover the deeper question of how Methadone Mile came to be. As we unravel this mystery, we'll reveal how a single failed infrastructure project may be a key factor behind the hundreds now living in the streets of Boston. Welcome to the
Yo, what's
side of
good, big
Boston
guy?
you've
How you
never
doing,
seen
bro?
before.
This
It's been a
episode
minute,
is brought
man.
to you by today's
What you been up
sponsor,
to, bro?
BetterHelp. I've had the opportunity to interview everyone from billionaires to fentanyl dealers and everyone in between. And the truth is,
From billionaires to fentanyl dealers.
everyone struggles in this journey of life, myself included. I recently started talking to someone because life is changing really fast. I became a dad, I moved,
Wow.
my career is going well,
That's
but
fucking
it's very
amazing.
overwhelming
Yes,
at
bro.
times. I found it very
Shit.
helpful to sit down and talk to somebody. For all you men out there, it's easy for us to go to the gym and work on our body, but there's some sort of stigma about working on our mind.
Just living how you been, bro. I've been chilling, man. Chilling. Going to the gym, school, work, type
If
shit.
there's any place in America that's been affected by the
Streaming,
opioid
gaming,
crisis, this has to be one of the ground zero spots.
type
So
shit.
something interesting in history, guys, is that way back in
I'm
the
fucking
day,
headache
Boston
right
had a
now.
very booming opium trade, and actually that's one of the main hospitals
Opium?
in the area of Methadone Mile, Mass General. The endowment was funded by the opium traders, and we got a lot of Chinese folks addicted to opium. Fast forward to today.
Bro, there's like parrots in the Amazon addicted to fucking opioids. Or I said opioids. Opium. You know what I mean? Like the plant and shit. Like there's literally like parrots addicted to that in the Amazon.
Now, Chinese fentanyl is flooded our streets, and the very hospitals that were created from that wealth of the opium is now being used.
Bro, imagine like going to the Amazon, right? You take a parrot. Like bro just loves you or some shit. Like you're chilling with bro and like he seems to really like these flowers and shit. And then it's like, I want to take you back home with me. Chinese fentanyl is crazy, yeah. Bro, fucking the world's something else, bro. But like imagine that shit, like you take the bird back. I mean, you take the bird back with you from the Amazon, and bro, like, just starts fucking tweaking whenever you run out of those flowers.
To help fight fentanyl addiction.
Just fucking attacks you and shit. Oh
So
my
it's
god.
interesting the parallels of history, how it weaves and ebbs and flows. The first guy we're gonna meet with.
I know I keep pausing this shit, and I really shouldn't, but because I don't really have a crazy much amount of time left, really, but I'm alright. But like I am curious to like how the fuck does opium like affect like how does I wonder what if you put a human and a bird that's with you put a human that's sober and you put a bird that is withdrawing from fucking opium, you put a parrot, one of those Amazon and the fuck did I just say Amazon parrots that this is the opium. And like, and then whenever they run out, like they would start withdrawing. Like what do they do to the person, or like they start attacking bro because like they need fucking opium, and bro's like doesn't have any opium flowers. There's
a guy by the name of Eric, who also goes by his rapper name Exit Fame. By day, he's a recovery specialist that helps people navigate their own addiction and get better. And by night, he's an artist. He's a rapper. He's actually on tour right now.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome, guys. Good, good. What this area, this is what they called it: Mass Ave, Mass and Cass, Methadone Mile. This is a halfway house right here. It houses like 90 guys. A lot of craziness happens in there. I've been to a lot of halfway houses myself. I've been out there, stuff like that, but.
It's just so sad. Like realistically, it's like fucked.
Some of these people I know, like my guy right there. What up, dude? What up? What up, man?
Not much. What are you up to?
We're actually doing a documentary on this area, but I know everybody don't want to be filmed. You know, might have a couple bucks for you. Meet me around the corner or something.
Where do you want me to go?
Go to the gas station. Not everybody can come out here. You know what I mean?
Get bottles chucked at our car if it was just us here.
Yeah.
How long have you been sober for?
5 years.
What did it take to get that, to get clean?
A lot of pain.
It's crazy because I'm a recovery coach with Gavin now. I'm working in Beth Israel hospitals. I came from circumstances, man, where I was a follower. You know what I mean? Being a follower, it put me in situations where 17 years of my life in prisons, DYS, you know what I mean?
Without Eric with us, we would have gotten a very aggressive response. I mean, these are people that are suffering in a very difficult part of their life. But because Eric was such a well-respected and known figure in the area, when they saw Eric, they wanted to come by and share their story.
What happened to your hand, man?
Xylazine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It literally
I mean, we can't see it, but holy shit.
like the tissue. It's supposed to like mimic benzos.
What happens when you do benzos?
I black out and I pick up charges.
You like to fight when you're on benzos?
No, I like to steal things. I'll wake up like
Bro likes to steal things. So benzos make some steal like he likes to
3-4
steal
days
things off
later
benzos.
going, what happened?
In the midst of Methadone Mile, you got business owners, people living here, people that are just fighting to survive, pay rent, pay the energy bill, and have to live with hundreds and hundreds of users all around them. And so we're actually going to an auto shop to talk to people about what it's like conducting business.
Every day you get like 2-3 boosters trying to come and sell me stuff. They'll steal it from like the local South Bay over there. It was a fentanyl deal that got arrested right in front of us right here. That happens at least like twice a month, to be honest.
Twice a month? Bro, I don't even know where the fuck to get cocaine from, and I've been living in my area my whole life. Well, not my whole, well, majority of my life, but yeah. I mean, well, I say that I live in a nice area. I'm very blessed to live where I live, but like that's crazy. Like in retrospective, like bro, like casually, you know, a couple times a month. You know what I mean? Nice little, you know, fent fucking drug trade. Yeah, nah.
I've actually caught a lot of people using the bathroom here, taking shits outside, right there. I had to like clean that up.
Ew.
It's pretty dirty. That is human shit, yeah. I'd say on a week we get at least like 2 cars breaking into so they can sleep in there. For example, I got that car right there with a broken window. Obviously it's a junk car, but they still broke the window and they sleep inside the car and stuff. So I had this dude, he used to work for us, he used to like help us sweep up. So one time I gave him my car to go basically get a part from the parts store down the street. The car keys had the keys to the shop. Me, I wasn't thinking that he would go to Home Depot and copy the key, which is exactly what he did. He came in with that copied key, stole the whole shop, basically robbed it all. Robbed TVs, even robbed the vehicle that was in here. You can see like what a mess it was, honestly. There was like pipes on the ground. There was I'd say at least like 10 needles, to be honest, because he came with like at least 4 people.
Oh,
so you
that's
tried to employ people
insane.
from the area.
Yeah.
And
try to help him, but yeah.
Would you do it again?
No.
Well, we've been in a couple facilities
That's
together. You know,
fucking diabolical.
Like 2019, 2018, doing him. You know, but it's a good
Damn,
dude.
bro, just
My
trying to
man
help
cleans up
him.
nice. I believe in him.
I'm a primary care physician at Massachusetts General Hospital, and I teach medicine at Harvard Medical School. Yeah, the recovery process off of opiates is awful. First of all, you're physically addicted, and it's miserable to come off the opiates.
How accessible is recovery in the city?
It's good. There's a very good support system, you know. Everyone I knew growing up, all the older people, I watched either die, end up in prison, or institutions, you know. It even runs in my family.
Is that when you were growing up, when you were young too?
Yeah. I started seeing it when I was young, you know.
What do you see as the way out of all of this?
I know that the only way out of all of this is to do the right thing, make a step to change your life, and, you know, get sober.
You get addicted, your sort of emotional connection unfortunately becomes to the drug itself. You sort of tune out other people. So the minute you take the drug away, you're very lonely and you're just kind of stuck in this awful place where you're. And then third of all, you're dealing with all the chaos that you've created in your life. I think some people are lucky, but most people create quite a mess.
Like my mother's in addiction, you know? And she's like the most important person in my life. I can be there for her, be around her, and I know that if she's in active addiction using, I can't change her or make her better, you know, you have to want it on your own.
I am an Alcoholics Anonymous. Shout out to all the fellowships out there that's helping people change their lives. My father had this disease, because we do believe that this is a disease, and got to a point where he was sneaking drugs out of my stuff, and one day I found him dead in the house. I had to smoke crack to deal with life. I had to use dope to deal with life. But now I'm stealing from my mother. I'm stealing from my kids. And the craziness that I did to get the next one.
I was going to say that's dope because sometimes I'll say that's dope, but that would be the wrong terminology for this conversation.
Jumping in cars while they're still running, only to find that there's a baby in the back. I'm playing with my life now just to get high or steal something from someone's car I haven't used since 2019, August.
It's in like... I'm sure he would agree, and even if he doesn't, I mean, this is a fact. There is so many like third-party factors to like using shit. You know what I mean? Like you can moderately use certain stuff, right? I'm not saying hard drugs because I don't condone that shit. I consider alcohol the hardest drug I've fucking done. So yeah. And that's legal. 100%. Other than weed. You know what I mean? But weed I don't even consider a hard drug. I mean, because it's not realistically, what the fuck I just said? It's not realistically like a hard drug. It just, one, it depends on the person's tolerance. Two, if they have mental issues, like if they have conditions and shit where it fucks with them and everything. But people like there's nothing wrong with being sober. That's amazing. That's great. I'm gonna say this stuff. That's great. But there's also nothing wrong in using in moderation if you have the discipline and you have the maturity and accountability to be able to do that. But a lot of people don't have the foundational knowledge about substances. And some of that is because of like government fucking propagate. Well, government propagate. It's just there's a history of like weed and shit. Like if you know, like weed prohibition, William Randolph Hearst and shit. So yeah, but yeah, no, doing like meth and shit, nah. But like, there's nothing wrong with doing stuff like something like alcohol or you know what I mean, like acceptable stuff that like you know what I mean, because I don't want to give off the wrong message, and I'm on YouTube as well. Like, well, I'm recording this for YouTube, so I don't want to get off the wrong message. But yeah, like past weed, alcohol is the harder drug, and nah, like past that's fuck that. You know what I mean? So yeah, but anyways, not that I'm fucking rambled.
It's third. For anybody out there watching this, man, and seeing the reality of what's really going on, nobody wants to be in this situation. We all looking for a way out, and that's why it's never go back.
A lot of people start using like a lot at the wrong time, and then it leads to shit. You know what I mean? It's literally, it's a personal thing. Well, you can learn to use shit like that, modern. Not meth, but like alcohol and like weed and like nicotine.
I'm basically right now spreading love through food.
How much did you go out of pocket?
Like I said, I'm not advocating
so
stay sober shit. I mean, that's the base.
Yeah.
People give to me, so I give back.
And what kind of impact you see, or what kind of interactions you have with people that are feeling cared for, maybe for the first time in a week or a month or a year?
As long as somebody smiles. You hungry? No, baby, this is free.
You moved out here from Florida?
Yeah, I've been out here since 18, started using dope. My kid's mother first started using needles. I never used a needle in my life, bro, till she hit me.
Hey, what's up?
Motherfucker, where you been to?
I've been locked up.
He said, I've been locked up. That's my dude.
I've been home for a year and a half. Tomorrow.
For real, go. I didn't even recognize you at first. I was like, oh, that's fucking Jimmy.
So it's really encouraging to see, like, even when you dive into the weeds, that one of the first things we jump into is people that are actively giving back and working to help make this place better. So we got this lady here that set up their food. We have Exit Fame, who every single day is in the trenches trying to help people, bring them to recovery. What got someone to a place that they started off as a cute little healthy baby to someone on the street? And that's part of the mystery that we're unraveling.
When you're 85 years old on your deathbed, you're not going to wish you had fewer crazy stories. So let me introduce you to...
Was a relic of maybe the 80s, and that with fentanyl had been dying out. But it turns out it's still alive and well here in Boston and probably more cities than I know about. What's kind of crazy, we're driving through a wealthy neighborhood. We're only 10 minutes from the spot. And it just goes to show you're never really that far away from where it goes down. For context, there's kids on a playground. Like outside is very normal and family-like, and inside there's crack. Yo, we're outside.
Yeah?
What's up, bro? Good to meet you.
Alright, you here with Chef Twin. What are you gonna show you?
Monday Rose cooking old shit. Said Chef Twin. That's what he said, right? Or am I just fucking stupid?
Turn this into a cookie. Show you. Alright, you here with Chef Twin. We're gonna show you how to turn this into a cookie. I've been selling drugs since I was like 12. I learned how to chef when I was like 16.
What do you think about the risks of this business?
There's always a bunch of risks, but that's what comes with it. You gotta take risks to get rich. That's my motto.
Is there such thing as secondhand high just from cooking it?
I think you guys wanna, this is around the time where it'll start doing that. But if you can see, it dried up.
Do you ever feel bad for the fiends?
Not really. I actually love my fiends too. I don't be feeling bad though.
Who said, not really?
I feel like whatever you're consuming is on you.
When you look at Mass Ave and all the people outside on the street, what role do you feel like you play in all of that?
I'm there for them. They're gonna get it one way or another. I'm just helping them out. It's easy for them.
In the last 7 days, how much money would you say you've made doing this?
Probably like 4,000. Not too crazy.
Have you ever lost a client?
Yeah, I have actually. She got high in front of her. She just kept getting high, kept getting high. Just kept buying, until she ran out of money. When she ran out of money and I seen that she was like, I left. Like the next day, 2 days later, we got the call saying that she was dead from my other fiend.
Not every scene was able to fit into this video, so to see a treasure trove of inside access to see things you can't find anywhere else on the internet, click my Patreon link. It is in the description.
Good morning, everybody. It's 7:30 here. We're up early to see what the methadone clinics look like right now. Apparently there are lines around the corner. This is when everyone gets their dose of methadone, and we want to see what that's like.
Opioid withdrawals are often so intense that they stop people from even trying to detox. But instead of enduring the agony of going cold turkey, many users turn to the synthetic opioid methadone. While some say it's just another drug for users to get hooked on, others celebrate methadone's ability to reduce substance cravings and withdrawal symptoms. And that's why you see all these people lined up here early in the morning at these methadone clinics. For some, it's their lifeline to recovery.
Okay.
About what time does the methadone clinic line start?
5 a.m. in the morning.
So people are up early. Yeah. So people are wondering, does methadone help the problem or hurt the problem?
It helps the problem. Hey, what's up, man?
I realized earlier I said meth, like, meaning, like, I said meth like it was methamphetamine. I'm just fucking stupid. No, methadone.
What's going on, brother? What time do you guys get up and get ready to get in the line?
I get up anywhere from like 6 to 9 when there's no line.
When you first receive a dose of methadone, how do you feel after?
So it takes about 15 minutes for it to kick in, but after it kicks in, I feel like just relaxed, more or less.
The same, normal.
Like, is there a high or a buzz to it?
No buzz.
So would you say it helps your life?
Definitely, it honestly saved my life. I've been on drugs on and off for 10 years. I tried Suboxone, Sublocade, what's the other one, Vivitrol, all the shots.
Yeah.
And I've noticed methadone's the one that really helped me the most.
Okay. So Bo's he's been hooked.
That's xylazine. That's what xylazine does, yeah.
That's from xylazine?
Yeah, it's all from xylazine. I had to.
I know people that are sniffing to get it.
Yeah, that's what that's from. So, I had one point with my shin bone here, right here, was showing through my skin, right here. And it's gotten to get that way again anyway, but all this is from xylazine. The back here, these cuts.
I can't even see it because it's blurred. I'm still like, ew.
But yeah,
A lot of horror.
the nasty. See how this is all in here, like, you know.
How much did a rough childhood play a part in where you are today?
Huge. I went through the whole Catholic priest thing, and I will say that was the biggest thing that made me want to use.
I got started when I was 10. My brother was 5 years older.
She went into her life story. I heard that laugh.
Selling weed by 10, by 12, I was smoking crack and doing dope.
Where were your parents in all of this?
Too busy to give a fuck about us. My father just beat the shit out of us every day. And my mother kind of wished she never had us. She said it all the time. And she didn't.
What? Wait. Excuse me?
And doing dope.
Where were your parents in all of this?
Wait, hold on.
Too busy to give a fuck about us. My father just beat the shit out of us every day. And my mother kind of.
If what she's just said is literal, then wow. I mean, regardless, it's still fucked. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Well, regardless, it's still very messed up. But like, I mean, it's like, what the fuck, bro? I don't know what she was saying, like, what she said, like. I don't know.
I wish she never had us. She said it all
I mean,
the time.
bad.
And she didn't even cry when my brother got murdered after he did 12 years in Walpole. What? She didn't cry at his funeral. I miss my brother every day.
That's a fucking broken
a lot of times with like
soul. That right there, that person, that individual, is a absolutely shattered soul.
Untreated trauma or
like,
untreated anxiety
shit,
and depression in your life. I mean, these people need mental health care. I don't know how these people manage to do it if they're living on the streets, no health insurance, no job, no supportive community. We've really got to meet them where they are. These people are people. Some of these are like the nicest, greatest people. A lot of them just had like really bad trauma or really bad losses in life or just bad luck. Getting them on medical therapy is the first step. And make sure they're not going to overdose. Get them on Suboxone, Methadone. But you have to get people housing. It's very difficult to stay in stable recovery if you don't have a stable place for housing.
What resources are out there to help you on your journey?
Oh, I can go into a program where people got mad drugs and just do them in there. There is no help.
Bro, it's like it's just like a blankness on her face. It's very fucking sad, actually.
Is that we have these happy humans roaming around, whereas the people who are addicted are the most miserable people on the face of the earth, and they desperately need our help, care, and attention.
I don't even
After you smoke crack, you get resin and you get a push. And unfortunately, this is this little bit will get you going and turn into a day of a devil chase. We're sitting here interviewing, but this is not something that's to be glorified. This is a disease that we're facing, and it's literally a mental trap. Unfortunately, this is what crack cocaine and drugs do to you. For anyone who's watching this, I would say, if you're not doing drugs, don't do them. But if you're doing them, do them the safest way you can, and just try to stay conscious and stay strong, and eventually you'll get through it.
So what's the penalty if a cop sees this?
Nothing.
I understand that message.
We were across the street from a jail where inmates were cleaning up garbage and cop cars lined the street, and these users were openly using drugs without any concern for being caught.
Anywhere else, I swear, this is like a zone for where this is allowed.
We're literally next to a sheriff, and are you worried at all with having open stuff?
No, I would never hit you, don't worry. I'm precision with that thing.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store.
No. That's crazy.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. My name's Maddie, bro.
Nice to meet you. Here, walk and talk with me. We're doing a Methadone Mile documentary.
Exit, what's up, brother? See all the big hitters out
right here.
Congratulations. Yeah, man.
Sober house.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
I heard.
This shit's wild out here, bro. So that's like a common thing, right? You'll see that all day, every day. You see how it is.
Tell me about, do you have a story with recovery or addiction?
Yeah, I did 17 years in prison, bro. I was in the max for 17 years. I started getting high up there, doing dope. When I got home, I was clean for about a year, and then
Your addiction started in prison?
Yeah, I shot dope for the first time in prison. It's crazy, right?
How hard is it to get in prison?
Your deal is next door. You know what I mean? They'll cuff it to you, do whatever.
So as a former user, taking away the tents, does that help the situation or hurt the situation?
Bro, in my opinion, they took people out of a secluded area and put them right on Front Street, bro.
Just hours ago, we saw plenty of tents and plenty of crowds out at Mass and Cass. We did talk with the mayor. She did say the city is making progress, but agrees more needs to be done. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu says things are better than a year ago with more people in permanent.
They're not gonna say good they're not gonna say bad shit about their city. They want to look good, especially because this shit is like election time.
And transitional housing.
It's not the same as where we were a year ago with fortified encampments and people who have been truly residing on the streets for years at that point.
For the most part, I feel like these people are harmless, bro. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of, mixing it up with the drugs.
Where do you put folks like this? What do you do with guys like that?
Man, it's hard, bro, because they go to the hospital and they'll kick you back. If you don't say you're suicidal, they're kicking you back out on the streets.
When I meditate, I inhale through my nose. In the streets, I exhale crack smoke and negativity through my mouth. Money feeds your ego. Integrity makes you the man of the house. I'm not from Milwaukee, but since 13, I was chasing them bucks. Being mentally locked in is better than being physically locked up.
We're out here at Bedrock in front of a recovery center, and we're gonna talk to a guy that just hit 8 years sober today, and also show you inside a facility that someone might come to start that journey of recovery and sobriety. Tell the people who you are and why today is important.
So I'm mathematics, I'm a recovering alcoholic or an addict, recovering, gangs to get money and stuff in the streets. And then now today, I'm also recovering from low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-doubt, also addiction and alcoholism and criminal thinking.
And so today I celebrate 8 years of recovery. And what makes me in recovery
that's great.
is because I work a program that's a thinking and a personality change.
What is your role in this facility?
So I'm a group specialist, and then I'm also an alumni coordinator, and I do community engagement. So I get people back into the facility if they need help.
You just gotta surrender. You can do it. You already did it for 8 months, so you know you can do it. You just gotta give yourself another shot.
When I fucking went out. Remember I met you over at the tent?
Yes, yes.
You got this, you got this, you got this.
So pretend you just found me on Mass Ave. What am I going through today?
All right, so the first thing that would happen is you would come and do an intake inside of here. There'd be like a nurse. You get like some toiletries. And this is where they do the intake. They ask you like what you're detoxing from, a whole plethora of questions. And then the nurse clears you to go upstairs to either residential, if your urine's clean, if you're stable. But if you need a detox, you gotta go to detox for up to 8 days.
Seeing how nice this place is, it's hard for me to imagine choosing to stay in the street over coming here.
Yeah, but there's a mental obsession, and the mental obsession is so strong that, a mental obsession is a persistent, reoccurring thought that doesn't respond to logic or reason.
First of all, you're physically addicted, and it's miserable to come off the opiates. And that lasts for weeks. And then there's a psychological component. It's very difficult to get off opiates. When you get addicted, your sort of emotional connection unfortunately becomes with the drug itself, and you sort of tune out other people. So the minute you take the drug away, you're very lonely and you're just kind of stuck in this awful place.
So it'd be logical and reasonable to say that, but when that mental obsession, the grips of addiction are on you, it's all about the next one. We put this in front of our families, in front of our mothers, in front of our kids. I'll overdose, I'll rip the IV out my arm, and 2 minutes later I'll go call the dealer and get more of the stuff that almost just killed me. No fear, you can't scare an alcoholic or an addict. So I would come down to this methadone clinic, get my dose, and then after you get your dose, and then you walk up this way, and when I would stop walking up this way, it would be to like sell pills, either buy some crack. Sometimes I would get high over here behind these trailers. So this is the infamous McDonald's. Before you could sell drugs out there in the open like it's going now before COVID, most of all the drugs were sold through the McDonald's right here.
What is the recovery rate? If they come in here for an 8-day treatment, what is the percentage chance they're gonna?
1 out of 10 make it to 30 days. 8 days isn't enough. Detox is grammar school, then 30-day treatment's high school.
I was saying earlier, I was like 8 days, I don't think so.
2 or 3 month treatments, college, and IOP 5 is like master degree. IOP 3 is like PhD, and then going home right after detox is like trying to get a master's and a doctorate at the same time. So you're trying to go home with a grammar school education, but you're trying to pass doctorate and master's degree level classes, and that's why we have 13 alcoholics and addicts dying every hour.
Does harm reduction help people, or does it enable addiction?
So I had a bad vision of harm reduction before, but I think now the scope is we'd rather have the person alive on harm reduction than pass away. My only thing with harm reduction is most people get on it, but they struggle to get off. Most addicts and alcoholics, we only know how to stop doing drugs and alcohol, but we don't know how to stop. So this is my office.
You got an office, man?
Yeah.
What is it like for your family and friends seeing you back in the day hustling, taking, using to? He has Post-it notes on his computer.
Oh, my mother's really proud of me. You know what I mean? She can sleep good at night. My kids are proud of me. I went from being a deadbeat dad to now I raise my daughter full time. Camp, after school programs. We spend time together. She comes to all my events. She's in the bulk of my videos. So it's just like, I went from being a neglectful father to actually now being a nurturing father.
Well, that's great. That is amazing. That looks really
To uncover
clean
the
too.
origins of Methadone, we brought together a powerhouse of Boston legends. From Millie's, the rapper who's putting Massachusetts on the map, to Bean Shooter, a former addict and frequent flyer to prison, and now a guy who transformed himself and became an entrepreneur, comedian, and a source of inspiration for those in recovery. Together, we chartered a boat and sailed towards the remains of the missing Long Island Bridge, a key piece of infrastructure that we believe holds the key to understanding how Methadone came to be.
So fellas, we're right by Long Island and Quincy. Tell me what this island means to you in your journey.
As far as I go, I was always going out there to
What they
to
got in
detox in Long Island or Andrew House Recovery on the island, which you could go out there to detox. They used to drive you over the bridge. They used to have these buses at night, and all the homeless people would line up, and it had a fenced-in area, and they'd bus them all over here at night, and then in the morning, you know, you'd go back. And then when they closed the island, they closed the detoxes, and the homeless were scattered all about, and they all ended up down on Mass Ave.
Tommy, this is where we can dock up right here.
Bring them to the fucking island in the daytime.
So we're pulling up on the dock, the Long Island, Quincy. From what I understand, it's entirely abandoned. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna investigate.
Like some Shutter Island type shit.
We might have to hop a couple fences. Boston PD, you guys can come get me in Milwaukee, all right? Back behind these trees and all the way down, we had sober living homes, recovery homes, juvenile detention facilities, and this is where people would get bused back. They'd be going through detox, they'd go bus back from Boston to here. And so you had a contained population that weren't out on the street. There's a ripple effect, there's a domino effect. One little thing leads to another, and it's crazy how one little bridge has led to hundreds and hundreds of people on the street, which has led to family members going missing, people living in tents on the street, and all because one little bridge started the domino effect.
It's a strange feeling being back here, you know. It just reminds me of, you know, being dope sick and going.
I'm surprised they haven't rebuilt
on a
it.
detox and.
But then again, they can't take care of their own fucking problems. I guess why would they just, you know, take care of the bridge? They can't take care of the
like another
bullshit.
lifetime when I was coming out here all the time.
You think we're the only people on this island right now?
No, there's got to be someone else out here.
Yeah, there's definitely like. Yeah, there's definitely someone on the island.
It
This
feels
shit may not
almost
be
like
like
we're watching
Epstein's
the
island,
of
but
America in
somebody
slow
on there
motion.
probably.
I mean,
on
we're
that
this
island.
rich, prosperous country, but we have these cities with all these addicts on the street. We have abandoned buildings with wooden boards over the windows. It's almost embarrassing because when most countries think of America, they don't think of this.
Everybody says we want to help addicts, we want to do this. And me opening sober homes, I found this firsthand until it goes into your neighborhood. Then yeah, we want money for addiction, just not in my fucking backyard.
To dig deeper on what the path to sobriety looks like, we head with Bean Shooter back to his stomping grounds of Lowell, a city near Boston, to visit his home and his sober house to speak with the fellows there and get their insights on a path to a drug-free life.
These mushrooms make you feel
wait, yeah.
better.
Shout out this I actually bought
Like
from that brand.
That's my prison mugshot, actually.
What'd you go away for this one?
That one was trafficking over 100 pounds of marijuana.
That was when you did business for the cartel?
Yeah.
Did that make you nervous?
No, not really. They were good to me. They're good people. So when I
No, that's like fucking casual in California.
got custody of my daughter.
It's so stupid how the laws are so like that, like in all these states.
It was only 2 bedrooms, me and my father, and that was my bedroom. I had to make a bedroom up here, which is like a prison cell.
With the cartel, yeah, that's kind of like...
Tommy don't believe it. Look at
that's crazy.
the obligatory ice pick next to the bed. This is when I'm gonna climb down the ladder to piss at night. I'm a real fucking Viking.
You really piss that every
Sometimes I have to, Tommy, you know? Sometimes I have no fucking choice.
Over your lifetime, how much time did you spend in prison?
I've been asked that a lot. About 13, 14 years.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, but on the installment plan. Oh, this is my first sober house I bought. Want to see the house inside?
Yeah.
That one was awesome.
That's me. It's my old
Doing time like a gentleman since 1985.
Yeah, too.
Was part of your journey getting sober in a sober house like this?
Oh, I've been in a bunch of them, but when I got sober last time, I was in Deerfield Beach, Florida, and I was in a sober house, and I remember getting in there and I'm like, wait a minute, there's 6 guys in here paying $150 a week, that's $900 a week, that's fucking $3,600 a month in this little fucking ranch, right? And because I've always been a numbers guy, you know, selling drugs and doing whatever, and that was when I first got the idea, wow. You make money and you're helping people. Like anybody will tell you that's a recovering addict, helping another addict helps me.
So guys here, how long have they been sober for?
Everyone's different. I mean, I got a guy who's been here almost 4 years. You know, I get some guys who got out of detox a month ago. So it's, and then sometimes people relapse. I had a guy recently who just relapsed. I saw him and I knew he was high. You know, they can try to lie to me and I'm like, oh, I'll take a urine right now. And I'm just like, hey, listen, you already failed it. If you already failed the eyeball test, like, I'm not even gonna waste a fucking cup on you. And 99% of the time, they'll be like, all right, you know? Recently, I came here just like this. We were right here on the porch, and Bundy went in, and I says, oh, go in and get so-and-so, Jason. And I heard him scream, get the Narcan. And I'd been open 5 years. I'd never had anybody die in my house. And I ran in, and I touched him, and he was ice cold. I just said, fucking, you can put the Narcan away, you know? He's gone, and that sucked. The family came, and I had to talk with them. And the kid had been here a while, 2 years, and he became a friend, you know? I was with him all the time, and I felt guilt over it, like, I dropped the ball, and then I talked to his brother, and his brother said, yeah, I know he got high a couple times. He'd been here so long, I was comfortable with him. I hadn't urined him for a couple of weeks, because usually at least once a week I'll urine you, and I felt like, you know, I kind of dropped the ball on that one. See someone die in the house, it sucks, so we try to keep that from happening again.
So Lopez, tell me, how far into your journey of sobriety are you?
Right now, I came here November 6th of last year, but my recovery is good. You know, it's been a struggle and a roller coaster.
How many days in are you?
Altogether, since last year, would have been 10 months.
Just driving around here, even a few blocks around here, there's a lot more people out in the park. I'd imagine if your number one goal is to be sober and then you're surrounded by people that are using 2 blocks away, 3 blocks away, does it make that journey difficult?
No, because sometimes, you know, when I leave out here, I pray, I say, God, you know, just lead me in the right path. And I go from here straight to the recovery.
Fuck yeah, let's smoke. I wonder if bro just like smokes weed.
You know, I don't like to pass through the park today because they all know me. I know everybody from Lowell. And, you know, it breaks my heart just to see a lot of my friends on active addiction and I can't do nothing about it, you know.
How many people do you think you've lost to fentanyl?
I've lost a lot. For 30 at least. I've seen a lot of dead people in my life, man. A lot of faces that I'm always dreaming about. You get traumatized, man. Look at that guy's colors, blue and gray. I mean, it's just sad, you know.
Lopez, thank you for sharing your story, man. We wish you the best on your journey, okay?
All right, man.
You manage a sober living house. What are the biggest hurdles keeping 12 other people in this house sober?
They go out, they do their thing, they come back in here, and a lot of them, they start drinking, they start doing whatever, dope, whatever. And I'll try to work with it. You go to rehab for a couple of weeks. If not, you get the fuck out.
So have you had to kick someone out before?
Yeah.
A taxpayer might say, why am I funding addicts getting free needles, free pipes when I can barely pay rent? What do you think about that?
I don't know, it's almost like you're encouraging. I don't know, it's a 50-50. It can go swing both ways.
Mr. Kranowski.
Maybe
So how long you been sober now?
aspect from doing that, that's why.
3 years.
He's the manager of my other sober house. So Bundy's the manager of this one, Brian's the manager of my other one.
This is the perfect place for me. This is good stuff. A lot of good stuff goes on here. I got my old job back. I beat the case. They told me beat the case. You get your job back. Got my old job back. Just bought a car. First time in 15 years, probably 20 years. I'm making moves right now. Making moves.
Yeah.
So basically, we had these big corporate companies like Purdue Pharma, the Sackler family, pushing tons of this stuff out. Then people are starting to get, that starts the addiction journey. None of them ever went to jail. None of them ever got in trouble. They're still very rich. And meanwhile, millions of Americans now are
ruined so many
struggling.
lives, yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
They should be fucking hung by their balls. It's corporate greed.
Gentlemen, hey, I just want to say, I wish you guys the
Okay, that shit got me off guard.
best on your journey.
Damn,
Thank
bro.
you for sharing your story.
Hey.
Take care.
It's honestly fucked up that
New
Big
Bible.
Pharma can run amok,
Fucking
racking up
boast
billions in
there.
profit and leaving a trail of millions of misery in their wake. Also, a few top shareholders can pop a cork from their stupid yacht. I wish we had politicians that actually represented the people and protected Americans from companies that care nothing for their impact on the world, but only for their financial bottom line. But perhaps I'll address that in a future episode when one day this channel goes on an absolute fucking rampage exposing Big Pharma. And while we all are aware that some shadowy corporate villains are in our crosshairs, let's end this episode by celebrating the local heroes striving to make a difference. Exit Fame, Mathematics, and Bean Shooter. I have their Instagrams tagged in the description. Please blow them up with positive messages.
Yeah,
and
this
finally,
was
to
dope.
the people out there struggling to be sober, I'm rooting for you. You got this. I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, chat, y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all did enjoy it. This shit was a great video. Shout out Tommy G. Yeah. Whoa, what a video. W.